Welcome back, friends, to TV5 News at 9. It is time now for Education Matters, and we are here with Dr. Craig Douglas. You're here in the studio. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, Cola. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so glad that you're here in person.
I'm thrilled, thank you.
Yes, always with great information. So you know what, friends? It is about that time of year where we really have to start thinking and preparing for next school year. So today we're talking about choosing and enrolling into kindergarten. So first, Dr. Douglas, what are the general requirements for little ones who are starting kindergarten?
Yeah, it's a great question because I think sometimes we think kindergarten's automatic and really it truly isn't. It's not a requirement. Again, it's not a requirement. It's optional, although most parents opt for it, and I would certainly encourage parents to opt for it. The criteria is pretty simple. It's a 5-year-old student by September 1st.
Okay.
There are exceptions, but that's kind of the general rule. And so for 5-year-olds to consider entering kindergarten, it's a matter of personal choice, family decision-making, etc. The readiness of the child is paramount.
So, you know, Dr. Douglas, if parents are out there thinking, I don't know if I should do this, what are some of the things that they should consider when they're thinking about kindergarten?
Well, I think talking to other parents and seeing how their preparation of their children matches your child. I'll cite my grandchild, Carl, as an example. He's 5. He has a June birth date, and his mom and dad, my son and daughter-in-law, decided to enroll Carl into an early 5s program because his birth date is on the later side. And so he'll actually go through early 5s this year, and then he'll become a kindergartner next year.
Nice.
That's the choice they made in their school district, which is the Romeo School District down the southern part of the state. So it's a matter of personal choice. I think talking to other parents, talking to teachers, networking with others to see what are some attributes, what are some limitations. You know, back in the day, kindergarten for me was to get into a sandbox. Today, it's much different. You're learning sight words, they're learning different skills, motor skills, etc. So there's a lot to be considered.
And there are a lot of advantages to getting that learning started early.
Terrific.
With your kids, I did that with my little ones. It really makes a difference. Talk to me about some of the options. There are other options that are out there for.
Well, personally, I always like to look in a neighborhood setting, so the neighborhood school is a great choice, whether that's a public or a private school. And then always factoring in transportation, the logistics of getting to and from school, the time of the day that the school meets, the reputation of the school, the reputation of the teachers. As you know, I was superintendent of schools in Carlton, and we really enjoyed a very, very strong reputation for our kindergarten teachers, and that always, we rode that wave to much success because that reputation is spread word of mouth. Parents become confident, the teachers become confident, everyone wins in that kind of setting.
And you are just an expert in this, so I have to ask you, please give us some advice for parents out there who are contemplating this. They just are really stuck, they just don't know what to do. What would you say consider first, the first steps?
I think the first step is to do the research, foot on the ground, visit the school. Visit the school's website, perhaps go to Kindergarten Roundup and some of the events that schools advertise. Those are great settings, they're low risk, high reward, a lot of information. Get a lot of information on the side informally. I think foot on the ground, do some research early, and try not to put too much pressure on the decision because really, bottom line is school is a great place and it's a great opportunity for kids. As you say, there are so many advantages today that certainly I didn't have, none of us had.
Yeah, and really meeting other kids too, that's a great it's an advantage for your little ones. So, Dr. Douglas, where can people find more information about different programs in the area?
Well, there's many sources. Again, visiting the school, going to these kindergarten roundups and these events are a great way. Open houses, also making appointments and coming in for school tours. I was in a school last week talking to a principal at Auburn Elementary, and she was saying how there was a visitor coming in later that day to take a look at the school, and it was a kindergarten, prospective kindergartner. I think those are great opportunities, but I wouldn't discount the World Wide Web. The internet sites are plentiful with information about the school, the facilities, the number of classrooms. The class size is always a big factor. The schedule of the day. Quick example, does the school provide physical education? What about recesses?
Yes.
How are lunches run? All those things factor into the climate, I call it, the environment. And I think those are important factors for parents to consider.
I love it. Starting with a Google search, and then you can just be proactive. Get into the school. Visit.
Yep.
Thank you again for this information. Appreciate it.
I wish everyone the best.
Yes.
And it's ironic to be here at the end of March, be thinking about 2022, 2023
I
school
already
year.
had to enroll my kids for next year too, so it's like it's not too early to start now.
No, it's not too early.
Thank you. Thank you again, Dr. Douglas, and thank you for watching, viewers, today. Our topic, you can have more information. It's going to be on the lifestyle page on WNEM.com. Stick around, Matthew, as we look at the forecast after the break.